Welcome back to Detail Garage. Today we have a 25th anniversary Lotus Esprit. This car has a V8 twin turbo, it's daily driven, and it's dirty. It has oil stains, it has bird poop on there, it has scratches and swirls, and it's in need of a lot of love. So today we're gonna show it a lot of love using our favorite chemical guys products. We're gonna start off using a waterless wash using our EcoSmart RU. Next, we're gonna use DeCon Pro Iron Remover. DeCon Pro Iron Remover is the strongest wheel cleaner we have to offer. Next, we're gonna decontaminate the surface using our clay lubricant and our medium grit Claybar. After that, we're gonna polish the vehicle, and we're also gonna show you guys how to do a test spot to find out which polish works best for you and your vehicle. After we polish our vehicle, we wanna go ahead and protect it using our Carbon Flex system. Our Carbon Flex system is now comprised of two products, one specifically meant for the trim and one for the paint. Once our coating has been properly applied and cured onto the vehicle, we're gonna add a layer of jet seal for further protection and shine. After we finish applying jet seal, we're gonna move on to natural shine for the tires. After we finish using natural shine, we're gonna move on to the interior. And we're gonna use our leather cleaner to help clean the leather, and then we're gonna use our leather conditioner to help condition the leather and bring it back to life. And to tie everything up, we're gonna use our Signature Series glass cleaner to help the windows look crystal clear. Now, I'm going to grab the team and we're gonna make magic happen. So we're gonna start off this detail using EcoSmart RU. We're choosing to use EcoSmart RU on this dirty car to demonstrate how well it can clean. As you can see, this car has water spots, it has oil stains, it has bird droppings, and we're gonna clean it all up using our EcoSmart RU. I'm gonna first grab a microfiber towel to be ready. And we're gonna start off by saturating the area with our EcoSmart RU. So as you can see, I'm using a little bit more than usual, because I really want to make sure I don't scratch the surface when I wipe off. So I'm allowing it to set in and work with the surface chemistry so it can really encapsulate those dirt particles and really pick it up without scratching the surface. Now that I let it sit in for a while, I'll go ahead and gently wipe using a rolling action, picking up all the dirt as I go along. Now that I have all the dirt on this one towel, I'm gonna get a separate towel to go ahead and buff off the wax. And just like that, the surface is clean. I didn't get any scratches or swirls, and it's now protected. So now this part of the vehicle is clean. I'm gonna grab one of my buddies here to come help me out, and we're gonna do the same thing throughout the whole vehicle.
So we're moving along with a full detail on this Lotus Esprit. We finished the exterior wash, but now we need to focus our attention on the wheels. These wheels are very, very dirty, very disgusting. If you look at them, if you rub your finger on this thick brake dust, you can see the actual color that the wheel is supposed to be underneath. Now we need to take off all this brake dust because it contains a lot of sintered iron and things from the rotor and all of the carbon from the brake dust. It all gets baked on, and if you don't take it off quickly enough, it can actually damage and corrode the finish of the wheel, and it can lead the wheel to fail prematurely before its design life runs out. So the wheel looks really bad. We need to take all this contamination out. So to move along with a full detail, I have a bucket prepared for wheel cleaning. I have a few of my favorite brushes, some wheel tools. I have the Concord wheel brush here. I have a stiffy blue brush to scrub the face of the tire, and a blue body and wheel brush. Just as a flag tip, it's very soft, won't damage the face of the wheel. And we also have a brand new detailing brush. This is a parts cleaning brush. You can use this on interior or exteriors. It's called the Best Detailing Brush, made with durable plastic, soft plastic ferrule, so even if I bang it against the face of the wheel, I'm not going to damage the finish, and durable boar's hair bristles, which will stand up to years of use in any type of a cleaner that we use or on any filthy dirt that the brush will be used on. And to take down this iron, a lot of the iron will actually embed deep into the finish. It's very difficult to remove. So we actually developed a brand new product called DeCon. So DeCon has an active ingredient that will actually react with the iron and help separate it out from the surface. Now you can use DeCon on any exterior part of your car. You can use it on the paintwork, on glass, on metal wheels or rims or bumpers or anything on the outside. So to get started, I have my bottle of DeCon ready to go. Let's give it a quick shake. I'm gonna spray down the face of the rim and the spokes of the wheel and the hubs. And you'll see in a second, I'll actually get deep into the barrel. I'm gonna get the brake caliper as well. And I'm even gonna spray the face of the tire because I know that this wheel is very dirty. So after just a minute, you can see the chemical reaction is going on, it's taking place. It's actually releasing the iron from the surface and it's turning this deep, dark, my purple color as it works and the reaction is complete. So you should let DeCon sit for about 5 minutes to let the reaction totally work its way through the whole wheel. See you in 5. So it's been about 5 minutes and the DeCon has done its work. It's finished turning a very deep, dark purple. It's released all the iron from the surface of the wheel. So I'm gonna go ahead, grab my Concours wheel brush, get a lot of soap on here. I just prepared this bucket with about 3 ounces of my favorite soap. I just used V7 soap to get some extra lubrication and some cleaning power as I agitate all this brake dust. So I like to clean deep into the barrel of the wheel, get all the brake dust out and deep inside. That way, when you look at the wheel, when you look deep inside, you can see clean wheel, not just like nasty, nasty brake dust. So now that the inside of the barrel is clean, I'm gonna go ahead and switch brushes. I'm gonna clean the face of the wheel, just scrub away all this brake dust. And you can see the brake dust is just melting away because all that abrasive iron and the corrosive iron has been released from the surface. This is looking really good, so I'm gonna go ahead and switch now to the best detailing brush, a little parts cleaning brush. I can reach this right into the lug nuts or wheel bolts here and clean out all the dirt, road grime, and brake dust from these areas. And again, because of the plastic ferrule, it's nice and soft, not gonna damage any part of the wheel. I reach in here to clean out all the lug nut holes. It's looking a lot better. Final touch, I'm just gonna use the Stiffy Blue brush and scrub down the face of the tire. I even sprayed the face of the rubber tire with DeCon to help release any of the embedded iron from these surfaces as well. So now when I go to apply any tire dressing, it'll stick better, last longer, do a better job protecting rubber tire from the elements. There we go. This wheel's looking a lot fresher. I'm gonna go ahead and sit back and spray this down, rinse away all the contamination and dirt. There we go. And after rinsing away, you can see it all running away from behind the wheel. All the stuff that when I was cleaning it settled behind the wheel, it's all starting to run away now. Now the wheel's looking very clean and very fresh.
As you can see, the Lotus is looking great. It's nice and clean once again. We decontaminated the wheels using our new DeCon, and now the next step in our decontamination phase is to decontaminate the paint surface itself. We're going to do so using our medium grit Claybar and our clay lubricant.
Now we're moving on to the paintwork, and we can see that this needs some a lot of love, a lot of polishing. Paint has a lot of defects, a lot of swirls, scratches. How's it looking over there, Alex?
Well, it looks like we have a lot of water spots. We got a lot of marring that occurred from improper washing. We got a few road chips. Looks like we have our work cut out ahead of us.
Absolutely, yeah. So this paint has a lot of different defects. It's looking very, very bad. This black should be deep and glossy, not looking kind of faded and gray from all the defects on top. So we're gonna move on to machine polishing to correct all these defects. Now, whenever you go into machine polishing, a lot of people ask us, what's the best polish to use? What should I use on my insert your car name here? But the thing is, there's really no way to figure that out unless you actually get the machine on the car to polish it and figure out what works best for your paintwork. So you need to do what's called a test spot. So we have a few different machines, pads, and some polishing compounds here on the table. And what we're gonna do is polish the car several times with different combinations of these items to figure out what works best to get the best results on this paintwork in the least amount of time. So to get started, we have a few different machines. We have the Torque 10FX. This is a dual action polisher. Safe to use on the paintwork. We're gonna take out all the defects without generating too much heat. And it's safe to use around any edges or any other area on the car that might be more sensitive. We also have the Torque the 22D. This is also a dual action polisher, but has a larger throw. This is a 21mm throw. So this would be good to use on areas of the car that are nice and flat, nice and big, things like the hood, the engine cover, and the roof of the car. I would use the Torque like the 10FX on things like the sides, the doors, the wings, things like that, parts that are more contoured. Now moving on to the pads, we have a brand new buffing pads from Chemical Guys. These are the Quantum pads, and it has the same hex logic design that we all know and love, but the difference in the pad is all in the contour and the actual shape of the pad. Now, Alex is gonna come over here, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna tape off this hood. We're gonna go ahead and go in 4 different spots, and he's gonna take 2 spots, I'm gonna take 2 spots. Alex is gonna start off with a VSS. That's an all-in-one scratch and swirl remover. So hopefully in one step, it's gonna take out the swirls and scratches and defects, and it's gonna enhance the gloss to a satisfactory level. We also have, for some people, might not have a lot of time, they just wanna hit the car once and be totally done with sealant as well. We also have V4 all-in-one polish and sealant, so we're gonna give that a shot, see what kind of results we get on the car with that. I'm gonna go ahead and go with a more traditional 2-step polish. I'm gonna start off with V36, which is a cutting polish and swirl remover. Then I'll follow up with V38 to enhance the gloss and see if this combination takes out enough defects for us. So you wanna go with a less aggressive method to begin. You don't wanna go too hard right off the bat, because if you take off too much paint, yeah, you might take off all the defects, but then you're left with less paint to protect the car in the future. So we want to take off as little as possible to get great results, so that way we have more paint to last the life of the car. So Alex has a couple machines prepared. We're going to go ahead and get started. Go ahead, take the V4 and the VSS. I'll get the V36, and we'll get some polishing done right away into the white pad, bro.
Welcome. We're gonna start taping up the hood, and we're taping it up just for demonstrative purposes. You don't necessarily have to tape this up at home. The only thing you guys need to tape up at home is plastic trimmings, rubber pieces. But just so you guys can get a better idea of how our products work, we're gonna tape it up so you guys can see the difference.
So we finished our first pass with our first choice of machine, pad, and polish. The results are looking very interesting across the board. So from Alex's side, he polished with VSS, and that took out a lot of swirls and scratches, a lot of the water spots, and it finished the best out of all of the test spots we did. Next up was V4 all-in-one polish. It didn't cut out as many defects as the VSS, which we kind of expected, but it's already finished and sealed, so if we wanted, we could do the whole car with that. It would be about a 65 to 70% correction on that part. The VSS probably did about like a 90 to 95% correction. In the middle here, we have the control. We did no polishing here at all, and it looks awful. And right next to it, we did VSS or V36 on this panel. It's pretty close to the VSS. I think if I did a little bit more with a more aggressive compound, I could have gotten more of the defects, water spots, and swirls out of this paint. I would say on this panel, it's probably about an 80% correction. So I would be more comfortable going at this again with a more aggressive compound, say V34. Just step it up one more notch, see if we can take out some more of these defects before I go on to refine it with V38 to really get a mirror finish. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit this spot with V34 and see what happens next. So we finished the last test spot using V34 and V38. I must say that the results that we got look a lot better. It cut out a little more of the defects and it finished with more gloss than just using VSS on its own. But the customer's on a tight time frame. He doesn't have a lot of time for us to have the car for days and days to do a 2 or 3 step polish. So Alex and I are just gonna go with VSS. We're just gonna do a 1-step orange pad VSS on a dual action polisher, get the car looking about 85, 90, 95% better, depending on how hard the paint is. This car's paint is pretty moderate. It's not really soft, but it's not super duper hard. So we can get away using a 1-step VSS and an orange pad. So we're gonna get to work, get the whole car looking a lot better.
So as you can see, we finished our paint correction on this Lotus Esprit. Now the next step to do is to restore the trim and protect it. We're going to use our Carbon Flex C9 trim coating. Carbon Flex C9 trim coating offers a 36-month protection which will restore and protect your trim coating on your vehicle. You use the included micro suede applicator towel and the included foam block. Put the foam block inside and you wrap the suede towel around. Afterwards, you put the Carbon Flex C9 directly onto the micro suede and then you apply it directly on the trim itself. You want to make sure to spread it nice and evenly. Please note that you cannot use any other foam applicator as it will not spread out the Carbon Flex C9 evenly. So you want to be sure to use the suede and micro suede only. We're going to get started on this Lotus. This Lotus has some trim spots that need to be restored and protected. We're going to start off by masking off the areas, making sure we don't get any of this product onto the paint, and then we're going to apply the trim coating. So we allowed the Carbon Flex to sit on the trim for 20 minutes. Now it's time to buff off any excess. So I buffed off the excess. All I gotta do now is take off the tape and enjoy the results.
Alex went ahead and sealed up all the trim and restored it with the Carbon Flex C9 trim protectant. Now I'm going to extend the same protection to all the paint, metal, glass, and optical plastic around the car with the Carbon Flex C9 protective coating. This is a very advanced coating technology that'll provide up to 36 months. That's 3 full years of durable protection against things like UV sunlight, pollution, stains, industrial fallout, and any natural contamination that you might get all over your vehicle. Now, this applies in a very similar way to the Carbon Flex trim coating. All you need is the Durafoam foam applicator brick and a micro suede towel. Now I'm going to spread this on the paintwork in a very thin, even layer. It's important that you get the paint looking exactly how you want it because anything under the coating is going to be there for the full 3 years. So that's why we went ahead and did a full paint correction polish detail on the car before we're sealing it up with the Carbon Flex. I'll go ahead and open up the bottle. So the trick to getting a spill-free application, put the bottle against the applicator, then invert it. So now as I drag it across the applicator, I'm spreading the perfect amount evenly over the micro suede surface. There we go. And then I'll invert it back over so I'm not going to spill a single drop. Now when you spread the carbon flex, you just want to go straight lines, get a thin, even coat over the whole surface. You don't want any splotches, you don't want any missed areas. Just going straight lines, north-south, and then east and west. I'm going to spread the C9 coating for the whole vehicle. We're going to give it the required wait time. I'm going to let it cure for about 10 or 15 minutes. Then I'm going to go ahead, buff it off, remove it, and show you the lustrous, deep shine that'll add durable protection for up to 36 months. So we've gone ahead and waited the 15 minutes for the C9 to cure to the surface. You need to buff it off before it cures for too long because you don't want to not be able to remove the cure coating. So I'm going to take a workhorse microfiber towel, simply buff off all the residue. You can see that it's coming off very easily. Now I have a beautiful, lustrous, candy sparkle shine all over this black hood. This black hood is looking unbelievable right now. If you can see the car from when it first came into the shop to right now, I mean, this transformation is just night and day. It looks unbelievable.